watching, enjoying, enjoy it. It's coming. We're coming to the Worlds. The stuff's off. And here we go. Dave Simmons.
So Dave Simmons is out on the track at the moment. The local man,
John Berry,
the navigator, Link Engine Management.
Oh, look at this. Off the juice a bit much there, Katie, but he's lit her up now. He's got this Pro Charger wound up. Rotation's looking good. Here comes the money corner. He's charging all the way. Out of the gas. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, look, they're really firing into it straight off the block. The split is a 32 and a bit of change. Needs to hurry it up.
Certainly picked up the pace. Dave and John have a thinking about it at lunch. This is looking pretty magic. He's going to drop his best time on the board, but I'll tell you what, he's got a long way to go. Oh.
Yeah, a bit of a pop there and a 48.210 for Dave Simmons and John Berry. The boys we call the mushroom heads. There was a time a couple of years ago, these guys, they went the wrong way and they were sitting there looking at one another, arguing while still going full noise. And I just said, these guys have got faces like squash mushrooms, and kind of stuck a bit now, hasn't it?
I'm just getting a few texts through from Australia. Hey guys, Justin Roylands, the team over there. Like I say, we've got a lot of viewers online, watch us all around the world and watch us racing. It's great to be a part of, and like I say, it's just getting mouth-watering in the mouth-fresh super boats, and we have got
It's
interesting,
mate, that we've already had an answer via text message from the United States telling us what Nick Berryman's supercharger is. They're wanting to know if we ship to the USA. Katie, no, we don't ship to the USA, mate. Yeah, I don't think that there's, Trumpy won't allow it. Yeah. You can't have immigration policies, and that includes T-shirts going into the United States of America. By the way, we've got Lee and Beck from Washington here today. Came all the way over from the US. They watched the jet sprinting over there. They said, right, you know what? They've been planning this for a year. They've lobbed up here at the track, and they are absolutely loving it too. So great to see that this sport has got people, visitors from right all over the world coming to New Zealand to watch this sport.
Absolutely. I'll tell you what, that looks like Rex Bryant in the white pointer with the big shark's teeth coming off the trailer now. In the roar is the boat, and certainly you will hear this puppy roar. Rexy, been around for many moons, won a lot of titles, world titles, New Zealand titles. Little 410 sprint car motor in this, but I tell you what, he squeezes every bit of juice out of it. He loves this track. Watch this, Rexy. Can he beat 48.210 set by Davey Simmons?
I reckon that Rex Bryant's been a couple of seconds under that throughout the day. Amanda Kiddo doing the navigational duties. Rexy straight out of the blocks, charging very hard right from the outset. He's full of confidence, and by the look of it, he didn't have too many sandwiches at lunchtime to weigh him down.
Absolutely tidy. Look at the first round, mouth fresh, hooking up nicely. The hairpin, the money corner, off the juice. A little bit easy on it, had a bit of a break, but never mind, he's back on it now. Gliding up the gears, past Altherm. Here comes the split, let's see what he's got. Oh,
cracker.
It's a cracker, 30.268. He's certainly well up on Dave Simmons.
Yeah, Rex Bryant really getting on with business now into this final last bit of the lap, and this is going to be a tidy time, make no doubt about that, and that's a 45.153 Rexy Bryant.
Oh,
wow.
Who saw that? A 45.143, the man from Gisborne. He is not here to muck around. These super boats will just keep grinding and winding. So
interestingly though, mate, as we wait for Baden Gray, he's just off the trailer now, but Richard Bird in the Altherm Window Systems boat, that boat's still in the pits. A lot of banging going on at the lunch break there, so well, that'll be interesting to see what the story is behind that. But in the meantime, it is Baden Gray and Darren Toddy Todd. Now, I hung out with Toddy the other night. His dog's got one eye and his goldfish has got one eye. And so has Darren, the one-eyed navigator, the downward dog specialist for Vickers Aircraft. Had a look at the photos of the Vickers Aircraft, and he's going to be sensational when it finally comes online, hopefully later this year.
The 434 twin turbo Chev. Baden is getting more and more confident with this every time he gets in the seat, and this looks a beautifully set up boat. It's sitting nice in the water. He's got the blades hooking up. He's fair steaming down the track now, coming around to the split. Let's see how he looks to Rexy. Oh, 100ths of a second under Rex, so we're still looking for someone to take it. This could be a 44 for Baden. 3 corners to go.
Now in the run for home with Baden Gray and Darren Todd, and the time is a 44.856. That is wicked, ladies and gentlemen.
They just keep coming, that's right, give them a clap. That was an absolute ripper. He tore one out then. And they're just going to keep having a crack at each other. They're going to be looking at the scoreboard. Everyone's saying, I can beat you, you can beat me.
Wow, that little bit of breeze throwing a little bit of spray up all the way into the commentary tower. So that's going to play interesting, because as that spray drifts across the track, the drivers and navigators are going to cop that in the face. That's another little thing you got to deal with, which turns out to be a big thing if you can't see.
Here comes the big supercharged Ford. We've got all sorts of motors here. We've got Whipple superchargers. We've got twin turbos. We've got the big top heavies. Blowing motor. Listen to this puppy roar. Julia Murray will be sitting at home watching this. Richard Murray as he lights the wick on the big Mina Machina.
He's really firing at the moment. Here's Richard Murray. Joe Rathbone doing the navigational duties. This boat just roaring and rumbling its way around the Hastings Jetsprint facility. Wow, he nailed that hairpin.
Absolutely tore it apart. This is going to be a cracking split. Double turn on the brake. 30.62. He's right there with Baden. This is close, so close. He's hanging in there. It's going to be another 100ths of a second in it. He hasn't lifted. It's going to be the all-in top corner for the finish.
Good run. And a 45.653. Richard Murray into P3 by 0.5 to Rex Bryan. Baden Gray a little bit in front of that as well. So that was a great run. Richard Murray had a chat to him during the lunch break. He was a little bit concerned. They were running it a bit lean, which is why the boat stopped during qualifying round number 1. He's now got the confidence knowing that the engine's not going to cut out on him, and so you can see that confidence translating to his driving style on the track.
Absolutely. No, he just did a couple of 2 takes at that Altherm finish. You see that the double steering at all, and there's a good half a second there. The boat looks good in the water. It sounds good. There's nothing left. So I want to see what happens here. Here comes the Foxton Flyer, twin turbo, Stinger boats. Kevy the Heavy Roberts.
Seriously, it is working like with Dr. Zeus, mate. You have got more rhyming lingo than somebody out of Harlem. There is no doubt about that. So Kevy Roberts now got the confidence in the rotation. Are we going to see that translating to speed? Looking a lot more confident, but then went a bit deep into that one.
Yeah, a bit of wishy-washy going on there. Kevy, what we call him heavy, he's a little bit heavy on the throttle there, but if he can just get that Carmat steering wheel down, he's certainly lighting it up.
Yeah, Kevy Roberts with Kendra Death in there, really sitting down. And interestingly, normally it's a father-daughter team. And it's always difficult when you've got family rivalry in the boat. Kev Roberts with a split of 32. He's improved out of sight.
I tell you what, that's 2 seconds better than what he's normally. Well, a little bit wide there. Rotation. No, he's doing the double dipper. No. This is not going to be a ripper at all by Kevy.
Yeah, no, he was looking good, and then got himself completely discombobulated. Needs to come out of here and hang a right, and then go that way. No, you went the wrong way again, mate. Kendra Death, she knows exactly where he is on the race course. Kevin Roberts was looking a lot of confidence in there.
Yeah.
Lost the confidence. That'll rattle him a bit.
I've got a thumb up here. The girls have got a thumb up. We're back on, people. So she was all over before it begun, but it looks like he's now doing circles. So no, she's all over Mary Whitby leg, I believe.
Yeah.
You might as well head into the old pits.
Yeah, that's really disappointing, because his split was about 3 seconds quicker than his previous best split. Yeah. So, and this is the thing, is that Kev looking a lot more confident with the handling of the boat. It's taken some time to get hold of it, but as you said earlier, there's not too many people step straight into an unlimited super boat in their first crack at the sport when you've got 1,600 horsepower. Then trying to get the rotation right, he's just not
Here comes the T-shirt boat, people. Here it comes. Have a listen to this motor. Have a look at the way the supercharger is. What sort of supercharge? We're going to help you. Is it a blow-in? Is it a whipple? Is it a pro-charger?
Oh, yeah, tricky off the line. That's the second time he's done that. And Nick Berryman, once he's got this sorted out, is now into it. The NZ River Jet Machine, Loco Katona, the Lake Slide Wilderness Retreat. Nick Berryman absolutely hammering this boat. Tanya Ironmonger doing the navigational duties. Nick Berryman. Oh, geez, I thought he was going to run wide there. He managed to stick it.
Here comes the split. Let's see what we got. Oh, still got a 30.36. He's up on the split. This is going to be close. He wants to join the 44 club.
This is just an amazing drive by Nick Berryman. A little bit knifey around that left-hander. Nick Berryman with a 44.879, slower than Baden Gray.
Baden Gray from Prosper Mortgages, sitting in his boat there, still saying, look at me, top of the tree, he. Nick Berryman had a crack then, 0.2 of a second behind him, so...
and Nick Berryman missed the start again.
Oh, absolutely.
He was saying that he's having a little bit of trouble seeing the light off the start line, so that's interesting. All right, Aaron Hansen, Rusty 1, Julianne Shanks. So Julianne Shanks cranking it up for Aaron Hansen out on the track at the moment. The contract engineer from Tauranga into this left-hander. And I love the way that Aaron Hansen's been pedaling this 500 cubic inch small block Chevy up against some massive horsepower. And still right in the mix. He's been at the top of the table around about the pointy end of the field all day. So into this very important split.
Oh, 30.146. He is up on his cousin Baden Gray by 1/100th of a second at this stage. So if anyone's having a crack at the top of the tree, it is this man, Rusty 1, third in the world, coming round.
Oh, 45.023 into P3, so not his quickest time.
No, but there you go. He was up at the split, just on Baden, his cousin, but didn't quite manage to hold it home to come home. He's just a little bit back. P3, 45. And then we've got P2, Nick Berryman with the 44.897, and Baden Gray with the 44.856. We have got Scotty Donald.
Now, Scotty reckons he's going to leave the boat. The setup, he's been changing the boat throughout various rounds and said, you know what, I end up back at the same setup I did at the start of the day, so we're pretty happy with it. We're going to leave it. He's just got to wring the neck off it a little bit harder, get the lines smoothed out a little bit, and more importantly, the hairpin. Cole Reesby doing the navigational duties. Scotty Donald, oh yeah, hitting the rev limiter. He's certainly pushing this boat. Don't you worry about that.
I'd say he's popped his good set of blades in there. I just heard it rev, pick up on the corner. Certainly this looks more aggressive. Nice tidy line so far, heading to the hairpin. This is more what Scotty Donald needs to drive like. This is how he gets himself into that top three.
Yeah, not too bad out of there. He's improved out of that hairpin. Have a look at Nicole Reesby. The arm well out over the dashboard. The split was a 31.048. He's about 0.7 down where he'd like to be.
Yeah, very well down. A good second there on Aaron Hansen. A little bit here, the last two corners. This is where Aaron lost it. A little bit to go. Can he come in?
At 46.131 down into P6 at the moment. So Scotty Donald needs to pick up at least a second if he wants to feature in the top 9.
Wow, who would have picked it? Just looking out the front of us, is that Ross Travis in those tight blue overalls we talked about earlier? He's in the second set of overalls today for Roscoe. He burst his first set, and I noticed he's got them round by his waist.
Yeah, that's it, mate. He's too worried about putting them up over his shoulders because he's got to get past that big beer belly.
Could you model those for us, Ross? What about the shirt? Is that a super small, got here?
Yeah, I reckon that's an extra large. Geez, I tell you what, they use more material than they've ever had at the Thailand factory to make T-shirts.
Righto, mouth fresh. The man himself, Sir Rob III. He lit one out earlier, 43. Let's see what he can do with the big Nissan twin turbo. You can hear it popping and banging as he goes in the quiet beast. Made it look easy so far.
Oh, he's gone the wrong way. I was about to say, Rob Cole, he's got the track direction sorted and building in confidence. And, well, he went the wrong way. So he's still got plenty of pace going on. There's no doubt about that. But now, if he continues the pace after a wrong way, this is the time in a lap where people can win it or bin it. They can't win it. So it is a high likelihood to bin it because you're trying to chase it, you're getting angry, you've got it wrong, and trying to catch it up, which you'll never, ever do.
No, I think what's going to happen is he's going to end up with 2 qualifiers after lunch, so he just needs to pull out of the throttle, calm it down a bit. Plenty of time to come back, but certainly that is a turn up for the books.
Yeah, gee, I keep forgetting we're only in the is qualifying 4 at the moment for the unlimited superboats, and Rob Coley well out of the picture there with a rotational error and a 53.294. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't been here before, once they go wrong on the rotation, they are allowed to re-correct themselves, but they must correct themselves from the direction in which they were coming. So Rob Coley managed to sort the rotation out, of course, and put plenty of time on the clock. Pip Thompson coming out. Pip and Poppy had a chat to Pip during the dinner break there, and she said, look, I'm just having a lot of trouble getting my head around the handling of this boat. It's completely different to mine, and I don't want to go wrecking it on Dave. I said, look, you've got my permission, Pip. If you need to push it and wreck it, that's okay. I don't know that Dave will be happy with it.
Certainly easing it off the line. Pip and Poppy both love this track. Of course, Pip lives here, so she's from here. She had a bit of a problem with the crankshaft, drove her boat beautifully. And, I don't know what's happened there. I think slipped off the throttle. Maybe the bit of wood we talked about earlier. Something's gone wrong.
I reckon that Dave's probably polished that bit of wood with some Vaseline so that she can't keep her foot into it.
Down to the hairpin. Pip will just be wanting to get a time on the board here. Like I say, good rotation, finish her day. I know she's disappointed she's not in her own boat. End of the day, she's carrying on, getting her points, and keeping chipping through it.
Yeah, it's split well down on where she'd like to be, so it's a 37 at the split. And, yeah, that's a long way out of where she needs to be. But she's sort of understanding the handling of this boat a lot better as she's going on. So just got to get this rotation. She's got the rotation sorted, squeezes the pedal towards the end, and a 54.758 there for Pip Thompson. So, yeah.
Righto, bit of goss just through the pits. Richard Burt and the Altherm team has just made it by half a minute to spare. He will run in this round, and it will be after Peter Cowie. So we're going to have probably the fastest two boats lining up against each other last in the super boats at this stage. Was Rob going the wrong way earlier? That hasn't helped. He let one down earlier, but Richard Burt, no slug in that Altherm machine. Let's see what he can do against, here he comes, Pistol Pete Cowie. Mr. Calm, Peter Perfect. Generally, he wants to lay the time down and they have to chase him all day, but it hasn't been this way so far, KV.
No, that's right. He's made it very, all the other competitors just right up his hammer there, making it, pushing him. And, you know, sometimes we see meetings where Peter Cowie's well in advance of everyone else. Not so far today, but Peter Cowie, Sharma Puccinelli launching off the line. Now this boat is a beautifully prepared boat. Pete builds and designs them. It is picture perfect out on the water at the moment. Peter Cowie is point to point, very quick but incredibly smooth around that sharp left-hander. Coming up, lining up the hairpin. Eased out of it in a big way.
Oh, did he what? Like a hot knife through butter though, as he carves up through the centre of the track, up round the top end, up Altherm, through to the split. At 29, a full second down on anyone else, so he is really flying. 29 for the split. Cowie looking like an easy 42, 43 here.
This is going to be a cracker, ladies and gentlemen. Peter Cowie across the line, and a 44.047, quick time to Peter Cowie.
There you have it, eh? Rob Coley did a 43 in that last one. Pete's just done a 44, so let's see what comes out. This is tight. This is uncharacteristic. Normally Pete, the man to put the times down, we chase him all day. So
really lost a lot of time into that hairpin, backed off way early.
Oh, I thought so too.
And that was, you know, that's really unusual, but you saw the power of that boat coming out of the exits of that hairpin. When he put his foot back into it, squeezed the accelerator, plenty of experience there. If you stab the accelerator, the boat will leap and launch out of the water. That's a slow way out of the hairpin. Pete with experience, plenty of power. It really took off, but he lost a lot of time around that hairpin.
Well, here we go. Silicon Cheeks. Richard Burt, we call him. He's got the boat. Their motor's running. It's idling. He'll be looking for calm water. He'll be wanting to show the Altherm Twin Turbo is going to be on top today.
Yeah, so Richard Burt, this is his first time in this boat. This boat itself with Glenn Head and Darren Todd is the reigning world champion in the unlimited category. Glenn Head has had some back issues with operations and things. Richard Burt has been off the drive and he has said, yep, you know what, I'm going to take that. This enormous horsepower, 1,600 horsepower for the Altherm Window Systems Twin Turbo, built by Glenn Head himself, but it is Richard Burt at the helm. Haley Host doing the navigational duties. Easted and, oh, I thought he was going, there's the squeeze.
I thought he was going to use the turbo charger there, but basically didn't happen. Here he goes, winding into his work now. Oh, rough out the back.
Yeah, look, this left-hander here, he's nailed that. Geez, I tell you, this boat certainly has plenty of power. How's he going to go into this hairpin? Way backs it off so far back. He nearly backed it off all the way back from Auckland Airport.
Look at the water it's throwing out this boat. It's just about giving the a little bit knifey there as he comes in. The split, a 30. He's slightly up on Peter Coe, so he's got a bit of work to do. He's got to bring it home quick here, but it's looking quick.
Yeah, look, there's a couple of big knifing moments in there, but certainly sorting it out now in the run for home, and it's a 44.368 into P2.
Oh, 0.03 of a second behind Peter Coe, and of course, we said about it earlier, Rob Coley with that 43 earlier on. This is looking mouth-watering in the mouth fresh. Nick Berryman right there, Baden Gray, all these guys, Aaron Hansen, the story's going to keep going. We're only in Q4.
Yeah, that's right. We've got a full qualifying round.